Riftwalkers Radio is waiting for you.
Just step through the rift
and discover a world of fantasy like you've never heard before.
Welcome back for another deep dive. This time, we're going to be taking a look at a short story.
Okay.
Whisper Box by Garnett Starr.
Cool.
And this is, it's set in this really interesting little town called Brookstone. And it has this really interesting kind of fairy tale vibe to it.
It does.
But at the same time, there's this like underlying darkness that's kind of bubbling beneath the surface.
Right. It's almost like taking a classic fairy tale like the Brothers Grimm.
Yeah.
And like modernizing it just a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And so speaking of darkness, the Brookstone Winter Market that's featured in this story isn't exactly your typical holiday festival.
Oh, definitely not.
There's this vendor named Marla, and what she's selling is anything but ordinary.
Right. She just kind of appears at the market overnight, and she has this caravan with her, and it's full of all of these weird objects that she claims can grant wishes. But of course, there's a price.
Right. And people start whispering about her and what she's selling, and it really makes you wonder, is it just small town superstition, or is there something more to it?
Well, and that's what makes Marla such a compelling character, I think. You know, she kind of embodies that thing that humans have.
Yeah.
We're so fascinated with the unknown.
Yeah.
You know, like, is she a trickster? Is she some benevolent force?
Right.
Or is she something a lot darker than that?
Right. Is this good? Is this bad? We don't know.
Yeah. Starr leaves that up to us to decide.
Yeah. And it's not just what she's selling. It's her whole presentation. Like that chipped paint on her caravan and all the strange symbols. It's almost like she's daring you to trust her.
Exactly. It's like this visual representation of don't trust appearances.
Yeah.
And the whole story plays with that.
Right.
Constantly.
Yeah.
And the music boxes themselves, too.
Yeah.
You know, they're so pretty and delicate on the outside.
Right.
But who knows what's hiding inside.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So let's talk about Thomas Weaver.
Okay.
So Thomas is this young boy who is absolutely desperate for acceptance and belonging. He's watching all these other kids having fun, and he just feels invisible.
It's really sad. You can just feel his isolation.
Yeah, even to his own mother.
Yeah, and it's that vulnerability, I think, that makes him the perfect target for Marla.
Right.
He wants what he doesn't have so badly that he's willing to overlook anything.
Yeah, he's not thinking about the consequences.
Oh.
And of all the objects in Marla's caravan, Thomas is just fixated on this small music box, but there's something a bit off about it.
Oh, yeah.
It's engraved with a rose covered in thorns.
Right. And that imagery is so important, you know? It's like Starr's giving us this huge flashing sign foreshadowing what's going to happen with Thomas, you know?
Right.
The rose represents that beauty and that connection that he wants.
Yeah.
But the thorns hint at the fact that wanting those things is going to hurt.
It's like that classic, be careful what you wish for.
Exactly. And it's not a new idea. You see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Fairy tales, mythology, even Shakespeare.
Right.
It's everywhere.
Yeah. And Marla, being the shrewd businesswoman that she is, she sees Thomas's desperation.
Oh, absolutely.
She offers him the box, knowing that it will grant his wish, but her words are very vague.
Yeah.
She tells him, payment comes later.
It's like she's getting him to agree to this deal.
Right.
Where he doesn't know all of the terms.
Right. It's very sneaky.
Very sneaky.
Yeah. So Thomas, he's completely oblivious to the danger.
Oh, yeah.
He gives Marla what little he has. He's blinded by this desire to finally be seen and heard.
He's not thinking clearly.
No, he's not.
And that's what makes this story so relatable.
Yeah.
We've all been there. You know, we all want things.
Yeah.
The question is, how far are we willing to go to get them, and what are we willing to give up?
Ooh, that's a good question.
It is.
Yeah.
So what happens next?
Well, that's where things start to get really creepy. The moment Thomas takes that music box, things start to change.
Okay.
There's this weird warmth coming from it.
Oh.
And it's almost like the melody is getting inside his head. It's like the box is feeding on his insecurities, right? Like it's making them worse and kind of twisting them into something dangerous.
Right. It makes you wonder if the box is actually magical or if it's just kind of bringing out something that was already inside Thomas.
Right. Is it the box or is it Thomas himself?
Exactly. And I love that Starr doesn't make it clear.
Yeah.
She makes us think about it.
Yeah.
Which makes it even scarier.
Yeah. So Thomas goes from this like shy, quiet kid to the most popular kid in school. He's suddenly making all these friends, speaking up in class. He's even leading the other kids in games.
Yeah.
But there's something not quite right about it.
Oh, definitely.
It's like he's being controlled.
And that's when those whispers start.
Right.
At first, they're really subtle, almost like they're trying to help him.
Yeah.
But pretty quickly, they become more demanding.
Right.
More and more insidious, like they're feeding off his ego, pushing him to do things he wouldn't normally do.
Right. And they keep telling him, give more and take what you deserve. And that music box, it's like playing a part in all of this, too. It keeps winding itself up at weird times.
Right.
And the melody, it's always there in the back of Thomas's mind.
It's like this creepy soundtrack to his downfall.
Yeah, exactly.
Star is so good at using sound to create a mood.
Mm-hmm.
You can practically feel the tension and dread.
It's like the story itself is whispering to us.
Right, like it's trying to warn us about something.
Ooh, I like that. And as the whispers get louder and louder,
Uh-oh.
Thomas's behavior gets worse and worse.
Yeah.
He starts stealing little things at first, then bigger and bigger things.
Like his need to be liked has turned into this out-of-control greed.
Right. He's in this awful cycle of wanting more and more and more.
And he's never satisfied.
Right. And his relationship with his mother just falls apart.
It was already bad.
Yeah.
But this makes it so much worse.
She can see what's happening to him,
Of course.
but he just won't listen to her.
He's too far gone.
It's so sad to see how our choices can hurt the people we love the most.
It really is. Thomas is so focused on himself
Yeah.
that he pushes away the only person who truly cares about him.
It's like he's trading real love and connection for fake friends and fleeting popularity.
And in the end, it leaves him with nothing.
And then just when you think things can't get any weirder, Star throws in these supernatural elements. Like Thomas starts seeing shadows and hearing strange noises.
Yeah, like even the town itself is turning against him.
It's like a reflection of what's going on inside him.
Right? Is it guilt? Is it Marla's power?
Yeah.
Star doesn't say.
Right, which just makes it even creepier.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And just as the tension is at its highest, Marla reappears.
Uh-oh.
One night, she's just there standing on Thomas's doorstep
Wow.
with that same creepy smile on her face.
She's come to collect.
Yeah, she has. And the whispers are louder than ever,
Yeah.
driving Thomas practically insane.
In the music box, it's shaking like crazy.
Yeah, the melody is all distorted.
It's like a scream.
It is. It's like even the music box is suffering.
Right? A reminder that our choices don't just affect us.
Yeah.
They affect everyone around us, too.
Thomas tries to fight back, but
It's no use.
it's too late.
Yeah, Marla doesn't even have to try.
Mhm.
She just looks at him and he obeys.
It's so sad. You can see that little boy he used to be,
Yeah.
but he's gone.
He made his choices, and now he has to pay the price.
Right.
So the music box cracks open.
Okay.
But it's not full of pretty things or gears or anything like that.
What is it?
It's just darkness.
Oh, no.
Like a void that sucks the life out of everything.
This is terrifying.
And in a split second, Thomas has just gone sucked into that music box.
Wow, that is a seriously messed up ending.
It is. It's awful.
But I guess it makes sense.
Yeah.
Thomas spent his whole life looking for something outside himself,
Yeah.
trying to fill that hole inside him.
Right, with things and attention.
And it destroyed him.
And just when you think Star is done,
She's not.
she takes us back to the Brookstone Winter Market a year later.
Okay.
And guess what? Marla's back. Of course she is.
Yeah, and that music box, it's sitting there all pretty and shiny.
Like nothing happened.
Like it's waiting for its next victim.
So creepy.
So what do you think this all means for us listeners?
Well, to me, Whisperbox is a warning
Okay.
about trying to find happiness in all the wrong places.
Okay.
It's saying that real happiness comes from within, from being true to yourself and having real connections with people.
It's so easy to get caught up in wanting more and more.
Right. We all have those whispers in our ears.
Yeah, telling us we need this or that to be happy.
But those things won't make us happy.
Right.
They'll just leave us empty like Thomas.
Yeah. Whisperbox is telling us to pay attention to those whispers, to question them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the things that look the best are the ones that will hurt us the most in the end.
It's a good reminder.
It is. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.